Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Taking a quick look here again at HBAR. This is a request from one of my community members, actually on my YouTube channel too. I forget her name, but she did ask me to cover this. Thank you again. You are from Canada, if I recall correctly. Just not familiar with your name. Either way, thanks so much for the request. And of course, if you're not part of my Trading Academy commuter signals group, feel free to check that out. Link down below if you want to become a better trader. CryptoCash.tech as a site. If you want to learn a lot more and become just more consistent, keep watching. Do me a favor, like the video if you could, please. Really helps grow the channel. And obviously, we're going to take a look at some liquidation. So this is the last 7 days of HBAR in liquidation. In other words, these are liquidation levels that we need to pay attention to because they have a tendency of acting like magnets, right? The price will gravitate towards that at any given time. So we have a decent amount of liquidation above the price action, about 12.2 cents. That's pretty much the next heaviest concentration. Obviously down here just sub 1 cent even, or sorry, sub 10 cents, right around 9.8, 9.7 is essentially at next level, okay? So the reason why that's helpful is just kind of gives us ideas on, where the price could go next, or do I think we're going to see that 10 cent even cent mark? Probably not, because we have a ton of volume in this area here. And let's talk about that. So quickly to note, this is just the 4-hour time frame, but look at how stagnant this was for quite a while, and then out of nowhere, just kaboom, right? Takes off and keeps going, right? So with that extra amount of volume, it's best not to try to short into this situation, right? So generally speaking, it's always safer to go with the current than against the current. And that's kind of what we're looking at here. So in a perfect world, we effectively do not short and we keep going long to the upside. But again, it's kind of high up now as well, right? It's kind of overextended. Is it going to pull back? We're going to see here soon. We can see the volume is starting to taper off, but it's maintaining itself above this moving average. So that tells us a lot, lets us know on the right side of the tracks if you're in a long position. You want to be careful, again, shorting. We're above all moving averages, no surprise there. We are starting to see a stochastic swing to the downside. This is very natural when the price is overextended like it has been. We can also see traditional RSI above 70 and money flow high. So even though stochastic is pulling back, there's no reason to consider going against the grain. Again, all those supporting factors being above 70 in the RSI, extremely beneficial. MACD convergence still converging. There's no reason to consider going against this here. In fact, there's a strong chance that we're going to see the price break out. And if so, let's go ahead and touch on this too, because I get the question often, how much further is it going to go if it does continue? The next highest point would be 13.1 or 13.2 rather, if you round up a little bit at that 1.272 fib. So again, it's just one of those situations you want to be kind of careful in taking a short position. If you were to take a long, a profit target, maybe closer to 13 cents would be appropriate, because that would be the next area of retracement if the price continues higher from here, okay? Again, a lot of ifs there, but generally speaking, stronger likelihood at this point from what we can see on the daily that the price is going to go higher. MACD is converging as well. No surprise there. When you break this most recent high, we can kind of presume that's going to be the case. We can kind of pay attention to 11.2, 11.3 cents. That's roughly the place in which the price could pivot. In other words, a lot of times when you see a price action retest this level, which it did 4 times in a row, it'll come back down to retest and jump off from there. Okay, so an entry closer to 11, 11.2 would seem appropriate at this given time. Taking a look here, of course, at stochastic RSI swinging upwards pretty hard. Money flow index is increasing. RSI hitting 70. We could be at a resistance level here. No coincidence that the price action is retesting this mark at about 11.8. Okay, because again, when you see a previous high, and that next high is retested, and we see 70 in the RSI, that tells us that that's going to be a point of resistance. However, there's a strong chance if we break through that, it'll just take off from here, right? So pretty hard short squeeze. Once again, taking a look at liquidation, 12.2 is that next area there. So, because again, the price action, if it breaks through here, I think 12.2 would be the next solid hit. So that's basically what the next target would be. So if I try to get into a long right now, I'd shoot for 12.2 as a rough estimate, just because of liquidation and of course breaking that most recent high, being over 70 in the RSI, etc. It'll probably continue to run above that, but just a safer target would be that range. HMOCA Cloud, all green lights here. No reason to consider shorting this coin. I don't even need to elaborate as to why. It's just all positive here. Okay. So again, minus the fact that we are overextended here, we can see we hit a 9, consolidated nicely. We're back up to a 2. We have rough estimate of about 7 to 10 hours of continuation before the price should pull back. So HBAR has my blessing on a long position. I would exercise extreme caution if you consider shorting. Just make sure you watch it close. Not to say you can't short, because it is overextended to an extent. But just say it comes up and sweeps out liquidity, for example, and the price ends up pulling back. Just make sure that you are watching it. Don't just set a short and walk away and act like it's no big deal, because everything's truly bullish right now. shorting against that makes 0 sense to me personally, so I'll never do that. But again, until we hit a massively overextended state right now, this could continue to run. I think we got a good half a day's worth of trading left to the upside here. Seems pretty likely. I hope this made sense and I described this correctly. Once again, if you want to trade HBAR on Bitunix, link down below. CryptoCash.tech is a site if you want to reference our partners page or reference my premium group, of course. We have really consistent trades there and so really a lot of good experience. But Bitunix, I'm recommending this just because a lot of members that I have in my community that are trading the US and Canada, they have to use like VPN and KYC and all that. There's no requirements here for Bitunix for that, and they're just a really good, reliable exchange. So check them out in your own time. We're going to have a trading competition here soon, too, so make sure you use my link to register. You'll be eligible for that automatically. It's going to be a $10,000 prize pool. So awesome stuff there. Check that out in your own time. Thanks again so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you on the next one.